He is the founder of Cometh, and he is the president of the Ethereum Foundation in France. And he's also a CVC veteran. We did not have him speak last year, but the year before, so I'm really excited to have him back. Jerome, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Who's working in the centralized exchange industry here? Only one person, seriously? No? Who is not working in the centralized exchange industry? Ah, yes, some people. So I'm going to present to you something that's around the safe, the nosy safe as well. So it's pretty cool if you followed the previous talk, but also give you opportunities to think about how you can build a business around transactional value directly on chain. Account abstraction done right. So I'm Jerome. I had the pleasure to come here about a year and a half ago, and I was about to present the future of Ethereum, make predictions about the merge, make predictions about what's going to happen with the withdrawal and so on. And I was glad to be right for once. So I kept my next prediction for this conference, which will be that we are going to do 10x on the number of users in the blockchain space through account abstraction and layer 2, thanks to mostly, I think, gaming. At Cometh, we have two activities. We have a game studio that produces about a game every 18 months, and we try to put everything we can on-chain and try to create new logic, new way to have fun, new way to create and narrate stuff about games. And we distribute the technology to various players, whether they are in the metaverse, whether they are in the traceability, whether they are in the gaming space, or anything that has a huge ambition to reach the mass market with blockchain. We are here to help. Like we like these kind of challenges. And it turns out it's close to the same business of centralized exchanges. They try to onboard as many people as possible. So we've been doing blockchain gaming for 3 years, and what's great about blockchain gaming is that it's almost crypto native or virtually native industry. So it's really close to the things you can do with blockchain compared to, let's say, real-world asset and traceability, where you need to create the link between the real-world asset and the traceability. So it's another step of complexity. On the gaming side, you can use the blockchain as a layer to express yourself, which is pretty cool. And running those at scale, like trying to onboard a lot of people, trying to use the chain a lot, well, we hit a lot of walls. Some of them stopped us for a long time. Some of them we climbed them. Some of them we break them. Here's an example of when we launched our MMORTS. In the early days of Polygon, it was all right, like the transaction fee was low and so on. And then when we launched the new game that we have in beta for about a year, the gas fees and so on did 135x, something like this. So you can imagine what it is to run those kind of things on chain. It's pretty crazy. But we managed to have some good traction at the expense of a lot of money. Like a lot of money, not so much in terms of total number, but in terms of cost of acquisition, it was really painful compared to what the gaming industry is experiencing. When you see centralized exchanges and big crypto companies sponsoring things like Formula One, trying to get the attention of the retail market, you can sense how hard it is for bringing someone from Web 2 to Web 3. And typically, you would run advertisement on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media, pre-roll on YouTube, and so on and so forth, and then you will bring someone to installing a wallet. And then the funnel starts to get thinner and thinner and thinner. Because installing a wallet means you need a backup, then you need to buy crypto, then you need to do a transaction, and so on and so forth. So acquisition and conversion is super hard, and we tried different ways, but we came to the realization that it's a complete hazing. Like for a Web2 users to have to download a third-party application, to have to understand a new security model, it's super tough. And KYCing itself to buy crypto, it's completely counterintuitive. Web2 is like 2 clicks and you're logged in, and you make a purchase. Web3 is like 30 clicks, and eventually you leave the thing because you didn't understand anything. So how we can bring back Web 2 to Web 3 with making 3 clicks instead of 2. That's where we wanted to go with account abstraction and the different contribution from the whole community around that. So before that, we tried logging in naturally, naturally in terms of blockchain applications, like connect with MetaMask, Wallet Connect, and so on. If you click on Wallet Connect and you read the number of wallets that are available, there's maybe 200 of them, so wow, so many options. using secure context like Ledger for example, or doing things with innovative way with MPC and so on, like Web3os. It didn't help the funnel at all. You still have too many clicks because you are swiping from one network to the other. You are switching things. You are making pop-ups and so on. You cannot really customize this to your perfect experience. And in the last year, we had a lot of innovation in the Ethereum community around account abstraction. And very simply, account abstraction is here for two reasons. First, remove the need for preloading the user account with a native token. So you don't have to buy Matic to use it on Matic. You don't have to buy ETH to use it on ETH. You don't have to buy ETH to use it on Arbitrum Nova and so on. And introduce also new user-friendly module to log in and sign. It's an old topic because Vitalik started to talk about that in 2017, having a second thought about how we should have separated the transaction origin to the transaction signature on Ethereum at the EVM level. And then people tried to do it without really changing how the EVM and Ethereum at its core behave. So this was 86 first and then 2938. And then we went to trying to not change too many things, like really change almost nothing, create auth and auth call as opcodes, the 3074. And then finally something really picked up, which was the ERC 4337. It's not a token, it's a standard for smart wallets that implement different things with an alternative mempool for the messages that are signed instead of having transactions that are signed. And there is a debate among the core dev and the developer community overall about should we settle for having a standard or should we settle for pushing like a big change in the protocol. But anyway, let's talk about 4337. So you create a smart wallet instead of an EOA. So instead of installing a Ledger, a Trezor, a MetaMask, or whatever floats your boat, you're not having a private key linked to an externally owned account that is your 0x address on the public chain. You're having an address that is a smart wallet, so a smart account that reproduces how a wallet behave. And from that point of view, well, you get a lot of benefits. First off, you get arbitrary logic. Like the most well-known smart wallet is the Gnosis Safe, a multi-sig with lots of cool property. You get also to sponsor transactions. You can configure your smart wallet so that people can actually execute the things that have been signed and pay for the gas for yourself. Like anybody can ping your multisig to say, hey, just execute this, it has been signed and the verification is done. And you can also make it so that the safe is actually paying in ERC20 or letting the relayer, the sponsor, take some of the ERC20 of the account to do that. There is also benefits in terms of security. The previous speakers talked a lot about that, so I'm not going to get too much into the details. But in terms of gas and also flow optimization, you can execute multiple things in one go. So like pretty cool if you need to approve and then swap and then do this, and then do that and do that. You can do it always in one go with multiple operations at one go. But you still get signing issues. Well, actually two signing issues. One is displayed here, because in order to really be easy for the app to interpret a smart wallet, it needs to support an EIP called 1271. Most, if not the totality of the apps right now, the modern apps right now support it. It's not always the case. There's still something lagging behind here. But also it doesn't remove the complexity of having people install a wallet or having people install a signer at first to be able to sign that the multisig should do it, and then ask for someone to sponsor this thing for the multisig to do. It also has higher gas cost because you are executing from a smart wallet, so a smart account, and calling anything on the blockchain costs you 21,000 gas, but calling a smart contract adds about 3,000 more. So yeah, you need to pay a little bit more, but you can package. So, you know, batch against this smaller excess of gas, you can recoup your loss. But on L2, it's just perfect. Like you don't have a lot of problems in terms of gas price. So the main problem here is, what if we had a very cool way to create signers? And it turns out we do. Yay. Exactly, we do, and we've been doing this for years, and we haven't paid attention. So the W3C has created a standard called WebAuthn, and in every modern computers, devices that are connected to the internet, you have a small box, a secure element, and a secure enclave that already store a lot of your keys or a lot of your secrets. So your password that you save on this phone, they are stored there. Your credit card, they are stored there as well. But moreover, the foundation behind the internet have been pushing for new ways for people to connect and authenticate, called passkeys, WebAuthn, and so on. And this is a standard that is ECDSA, but not really compatible with the same format that we have on Bitcoin or on Ethereum, unfortunately. Yet, we can still use it, especially on VMs that are a bit more modern than the EVM, like Starknet. It's almost native to implement those kind of curve. And we at Cometh, we did an implementation that we open source recently called P256 Verify Signature, where we verify signatures that come from this key. So 230K gas for verification. That's a lot compared to the EC recover opcode of 3,000. Yeah, that's a lot. But if you run it inside the L2, well, you don't really care about this verification. And if you're able to have it as precompiled on your app chain or on your L2, you don't have to pay anything or almost nothing. If you get this key, if we get this key to be implemented as a precompile on Ethereum mainnet, we won't have any problem at all. And it's fully compatible with the Gnosis Safe. So quick takeaway. ERC 4337 is a great standardization effort, and it's going to continue to happen. Eventually, 3074 is probably a little bit better in terms of optimization, but we can have a good middle ground with the support of a specific curve as precompiled. Better key management solutions are going to come, and we are kind of convinced that WebAuthn is going to be one of the most widely used, and it's not too much gas efficient yet. Better on L2, but it's going to come and get better. And this is a complete change of paradigm. And you don't have to take my words for it. I invite you to try it for yourself. Scan this, and you'll see if you like this kind of onboarding. It takes you to a demo page that when you scroll down has a button says, click to register. And if you click to register, you generate this key. You generate this key inside your phone. This is true self-custodianship. It's stored inside the phone. But what if I lost my phone? If you lose your phone, well, iCloud and Samsung Cloud and other type of cloud will reconnect the thing. And you are still using a Gnosis Safe, so maybe there is some backup at the Gnosis Safe, who knows, or a third party that's backing you up from the get-go until you say, I want to be not backed up anymore. If you lose your phone, it's as bad as using your phone and having to reconstruct this box and get your password and credit card back. So it works, and it's ready for prod. Oh, we had the video. So you're supposed to be there and click on the register for my NFT. Then we deploy a smart wallet for you, and then you can mint an NFT with this smart wallet by just putting your biometrics or whatever you like to use to do your biometric on your phone. And this is ready for production right now. We are not the only company trying to push the narrative of an abstraction. Everything here is open source. It's mostly free, or if you want to really use it at a high level and have a relayer paying for the gas and so on, you find tons of partners to support it. But this is for the greater good of the whole ecosystem. Like, we have a way to go back to Web3 strictly to onboard. And you onboard them in the best possible ways. You give them a safe multi-sig, a contract that has been around for almost 7 years now, that has a proven track record of keeping good track of the funds they keep, and also of being multi-audited and formally proved. So you give them a smart wallet, and you let them decide at a later stage which signer they want to use. You can also pay for their transaction if you'd like to do so. And yeah, zero gas fee, email biometry, whatever login, try it, it's available. And I hope that convinced you about how good this technology is. I'll be there today and tomorrow to speak with you if you have ideas. This is also a good place for the I can go back in time, whatever mind. It's also a good place for the custodians, for the centralized exchange, to play a role here at the social recovery level, for example, but also for custodians to sell things to prosumers. So we can get you back into the on-chain activity like this. And so cool. We have a couple of minutes for questions.
We have some extra time because you are very speedy. So we can open up the floor for questions. Any takers? or if you want to share something more.
Oh.
Because we have plenty of time. I know, I increased your time while you were speaking.
Oh, damn.
So that's why you still have 6
I tried to stay on
minutes left.
15 minutes, and I was like, yeah, there's 5 more. Damn it. All right. So question here. Please, sir. Yeah.
Can you repeat the question for us, for the audience
so
watching online?
In terms of competitions, there are many different providers that are going this direction, and it's and you ask if I can explain what is their approach, right? Yeah. So first off, we are into making blockchain accessible to the masses, and we as a company, but also we as an industry. I like to say that the point of common that has Kansas City, Missouri, Puerto Rico, San Juan, Luxembourg, well, Polygon and Ethereum is roughly the same habitants. It's like 500K people. You get 2 million, you get 3 million if you take the people that are doing one transaction once in a while and so on. But the real market, the real crypto native market is super duper small. And it's growing just incrementally every time we have a bull run and so on. So we need major innovations to make this space more welcoming, but eventually by not going too far away from our roots, like being self-custodial and learning from the past mistakes. So I don't think there's really a competition between all the providers that are trying to solve this problem, and the fact that we have 200 different wallets to choose from on Wallet Connect means that it's a tough problem to address, and we need to be several people at picking at this wall to make it fall. Now, what Argent is doing, you have it's based on YoshiSafe as well. So you deploy an account that is a smart wallet based on YoshiSafe, and then Argent has different modules of social recovery. So when you install Argent Wallet, and I actually featured this wallet, I think, yeah, I showed it here. I love the Argent team; they are really good. When you install this wallet, you have a social recovery module that you can tweak and say, my sister is going to be my keeper, my bank is going to be my keeper, whoever is listed as keeper can be my keeper, and if something happened to me and I lose access to the signer of my safe, I can query the keepers to Argent, and they will do a proof of identity or call me and meet me to verify that it's me indeed, and then trigger a recovery for the safe for me. So you have social recovery this way. Some people don't like social recovery because they like to be sure that the 24 hours are staying in the secure enclave of their hardware wallet, for example. Some people like it, some people don't like it, but at least what's interesting with every approach that is linked to smart wallet and specifically with safes is that you know by the state of the safe who is in control of what and what are the different rules. So if you're using a ledger and you're not happy about the latest social recovery innovation that they put on, and if you are using a safe as a primary account but activating this safe with ledger, you are staying at the security side on Ledger and staying at the activation of the chain side with YoshiSafe, and you don't like Ledger, you can say, well, I'm just changing my key to a Trezor and I'm moving to the other side and I'm revoking this key as an old Ledger that I don't trust anymore. Well, you'll be in control of the same wallet in the end because it's the same safe, and you can see in the blockchain that the Ledger wallet that you deem compromised is now not in control of anything. And that's the beauty of the smart wallet as a whole. And that's why it's probably the future for this kind of applications. And it allows you also to come back to the whole Bitcoin ethos of having one wallet per application or one wallet per transaction and having multiple addresses. Because as an application, you'll be happy to say, well, you are a user, you made a profile, you made a thing. I'm going to deploy you a safe, and you will be this safe for me. And as a user, you interact with your safe. You have a basic way of signing, the biometry or social single sign-on at first. Then you can choose whatever you want. You can revoke previous addresses. You can add new addresses. And you are in total control. And you're free to install whatever is best for you and for your own security model. If you want to be super slick and don't care too much, yeah, just do biometry or single sign-on with a trusted party that you have signed into, and that's it. If you want to be paid to open an account at, say, Kraken, and have Kraken as a backup, or your Kraken account as a backup, you're free to do so. And that's a great way for decentralized exchange to do acquisition this way. And also, since we have a lot of L2s coming up now, we are going to have cheap execution, so we need to find IDs to fill up those blocks. All right.
Thank you so much, Jerome.
Well, if you want to chat and get into the nitty-gritty, happy to chat later and discuss technical stuff with you.
Yes, and please do so today, because I'm not sure you're going to be with us all day tomorrow.
No, I'm leaving in the late afternoon. Yep.
Okay. Well, a little token of our appreciation, the Swiss baton, Toblerone.
Sweet, real-life NFTs.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jerome.